the pleasure of the Lordship, Shri Gaur Nitai, Shri Radha Vallabh, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. Daily score report for Thursday, 24th of February. No books were distributed yesterday. Preaching score. Radhe Chai Bar, 91 guests for 1097 Lakshmi points. Gopals, 140 guests for 1680 Lakshmi points. Crossways, 250 guests for 2115 Lakshmi points. That gives the daily total of 481 guests for 4892 Lakshmi points and weekly running total of 1843 guests for 19007 Lakshmi points. Lakshmi liberated, member services 128, farm retreat 690. That gives the daily total of 818 Lakshmi points and weekly running total of 4722 Lakshmi points. Sankirtan Yagna ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevalava Kati Sadmai. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevalava Kati Sadmai. Bando we Shavadana Mate. Bando we Shavadana Mate. Jahara prasade vai e bhavato viya jai. Jahara prasade vai Hey Bhavatoriya Jai. Krishna Prapti Hai Jai Hai Te. Krishna Prapti Hai Jahar Hai Te. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitate Koriya Akya. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriha Akya. Prabhupada. Arona Koriha Manir Asa আরনা করিয়া মনের আশা শ্রী গুরু চরণে রাতে এসে উত্তমা গতি শ্রী গুরু চরণে রাতে এসে উত্তমা গতি বলো জয় প্রসাদে পুরে সর্ব আশা জয় প্রসাদে পুরে সর্ব আশা জগদান দিল জয় জন্মে জন্মে জগদান দিল জয় জন্মে জন্মে বাবু সে জীবগান হৃদয় প্রকাশিত জীবগান হৃদয় প্রকাশিত প্রেম ভক্তি যাহা হইতে ভাবি যাবে না যেতে প্রেম ভক্তি যাহা হইতে ভাবি যাবে না যেতে বেদে গায়ে যাহারা চরিত বেদে গায়ে যাহারা চরিত শ্রী গুরু করুণা সিন্ধু শ্রী গুরু করুণা সিন্ধু রমাজনার বন্ধু লোকেনা লোকেরা জীবানা লোকেনাথ লোকেরা জীবানা আহা প্রভু দেহ মোরে পাদা ছায়া Prabhupada Patita Pavana Prabhupada Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Bol, Hari Bol. Prabhupada ki Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Te Namine. Namaste Sarasate Deve Gauravane Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschata Desa Tarine. Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Go Bhaktivedanta. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta. Everybody wake up. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant the holy name. Hey! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gora, Hare. Jaya Radha, Ballava Radha, Ballava Sri Radhe. Jaya Jagana, Jaya Jagana, Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Gangamai Jamunamai ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Sankirtan Yagya ki jai, Hare Krishna, Mahamantra ki jai, chant the holy names ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Ballabha ji ki jai, Jagannath Baladesh Vajramai ki jai, Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai, Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam set distribution ki jai, all the book distributors ki jai. Nidhi Gaur Premanande. I didn't hear anything. Nidhi Gaur Premanande. All glory to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. Glory to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. The Lotus feet of our spiritual masters are the only way can. Pure devotional service. About unto his lotus feet, great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish to have my consciousness purified. By the words emanating from his lotus mouth, attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection, fulfill all desires. He opened my darkened eyes and fulfills my transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic fame emanates, by him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master, the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three world. We take shelter of your lotus feet. Save the whole world, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja ki jai. Go Premanande.
Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Jaya Girivaradari Girivaradari Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Vrajajanaranjana Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Vrajajanaranjana Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Vrajajanaranjana Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Vrajajanaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari 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 Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Ora Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava Tumhe Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava Tumhe Jaya Radha Vallabha Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Vallabha Jaya Radha Vallabha Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Vallabha Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह प्रहलाद नरसिंह प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय 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 प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय जय गुरुदेवा 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 जय गुरुदेवा। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। Krishna, I agree. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Sakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Datati Swapatantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dhinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutirayet. Shinvatam Swakata Krishna Punyasravana Kirtanam Hridayantastohi Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhratsatam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 4, the Hamsa Guhya Prayers, text number 8. Aho Prajapati Pati Bhagavan Hare Avyayaha Vanaspatin Oshadischa Sasasarajorjam Isham Vibhuhu. Aho Prajapati Pati Aho Prajapati Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatin Oshadischa Vanaspatin Oshadischa Sasarorjam Isham Vibhu Sarojharm Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapati Pate Bhagavan Harir Avyayaha Vanaspatin Oshadaischa Sasadorjam Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapatir Patir Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatim Oshadischa Sasarorjaram Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapatim Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Oshadischa Sasajorjam Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapatir Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatim Oshadimscha Sasarorjam Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapatir Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatim Oshadischa Sasarorjam Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapatir Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatim Oshadischa Sasarorjam Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapatir Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatim Oshadischa Sasarorjam Isham Vibhu. Mataji, please. Aho Prajapati Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatim Oshadischa Sasarojam Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapati Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatim Oshadischa Sasarorjam Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapati Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatim Oshadischa Sasarorjam Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapati Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatim Oshadimscha Sasarorjam Isham Vibhu Aho Prajapati Pate Bhagavan Hariravyayaha Vanaspatim Oshadischa Sasarorjam Isham Vibhu. Aho, alas, Prajapati Pati, the Lord of all the Lords of created beings, Bhagavan Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, Avyayaha, indestructible, Vanaspatin, the trees and the plants, Oshadihi, the herbs, Cha, and Sasraja, created, Urjam, invigorating, Isham, food, Vibhuhu, the Supreme Being. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Hari, is the master of all living entities, including all the Prajapatis, such as Lord Brahma. Because he is the all-pervading and indestructible master, he has created all these trees and vegetables as eatables for other living entities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Soma, the predominating deity of the moon, reminded the Prachetas that this vegetation had been created by the Lord of Lords to provide food for everyone. If the Prachetas tried to kill them off, their own subjects would also suffer, for trees are also required for food. It's a very short purport. If you allow, I'll read the next sloka also, please. Annam charanam achara hi apada padacharinam ahasta hasta yuktanam dvipadam cha chatushpatam. Prabhupada, translation by Srila Prabhupada. By nature's arrangement, fruits and flowers are considered the food of insects and birds. Grass and other legless living entities are meant to be the food for four-legged animals like cows and buffalo. Animals that cannot use their front leg as hands are meant to be the food of animals like tigers, which have claws, and the four-legged animals like deer and goats, as well as the food grains, are meant to be the food of human beings. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. By nature's law, or the arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one kind of living entity is eatable by other living entities. As mentioned here, Dvipadam cha Chatushpata, the four-legged animals, Chatushpata, as well as food grains, are eatables for human beings, Dvipadam. These four-legged animals are those such as deer and goats, not cows, which are meant to be protected. Generally, the men of the higher classes of society, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaisyas, do not eat meat. Sometimes Kshatriya go to the forest to kill animals like deer because they have to learn the art of killing, and sometimes they eat the animals also. Sudras too eat animals such as goats. Cows, however, are never meant to be killed or eaten by human beings. In every Shastra, cow killing is vehemently condemned. Indeed, one who kills a cow must suffer for as many years as there are hairs on the body of a cow. Manu Samhita says, Pravritir esha bhutanam nivrististu mahaphala. We have many tendencies in the material world, but in human life one is meant to learn how to curb those tendencies. Those who desire to eat meat may satisfy the demands of their tongues by eating lower animals, but they should never kill cows, who are actually accepted as the mothers of human society because they supply milk. The Shastra especially recommends Krishi Gorakshya. The Vaishya section of humanity should arrange for the food of the entire society through agricultural activities and should give full protection to the cows, which are the most useful animals because they supply milk to human society. So we are having a discussion about the Soma, the moon god, is trying to give some guidance and advice for prachetas. Who are prachetas? Anybody remember prachetas? Hare Krishnas here? Prachetas? Anybody remember prachetas? So many cantos have gone now. Huh? Who are prachetas? Prachini Barhi, yeah. What is King Prachini Barhi very famous for? Hare Krishna, you are all very busy. Eh? Yeah, what is King Prachini Barhi very famous? He is famous for one very particular thing, very famous. Yes, performing sacrifices, especially killing animals, animal killing. That is very, very famous actually. And there is one great saintly person instructed Prachini Barhi to stop this killing. Very easy to remember. Who? Narada Muni. See? So it's like you can't be wrong actually. You can say, take Narada Muni's name. Yeah, Narada Muni instructed him, no, you are killing all these animals. All the animals are waiting there. He showed also, like all the animals are waiting there, just waiting for an opportunity when you are going to kick the bucket and then they are going to go on a ride on you. So it's fortunately, this Prachini Barhishit's sons, Prachetas, they are very fortunate. They were very, very fortunate. And they had one other good fortune also. They met one great personality also. Anyone remember which personality they met? Lord Shiva. This Mataji will answer everything, but I'm expecting all other small Matajis, whether they remember. Because we were reading. By the time we read second canto, first canto is forgotten. By the time we come to fourth canto, sixth canto, the rest of the thing is forgotten. So we have to at least remember some of the salient topics, like Sukadeva Goswami instruct, all these things, some of the things we have to remember. Because otherwise, that is why when Srila Prabhupada, when he says something, we have to connect, we have to connect what Prabhupada is, why Prabhupada is saying that. So something we have to try to connect and understand. So, yes, Prachetas, because they are great devotees of the Lord, and then that's why Lord Shiva became very, very happy with them. So this is another beauty. Because when a devotee of the Lord, everybody is happy with them. Shiva personally came, and it's not easy to have darshan of Lord Shiva, and then personally Lord Shiva gave darshan to Prachetas and then instructed all the prayers and everything he gave. So here, in this section of the sloka today, he said, Soma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Hare, is the master of all living entities. Krishna, he is the master of all living entities, including the Prajapati. Because in Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he is like a Prapitamaha, because he is like all the Brahmaji is there, but even he is bigger than Brahma. Brahma is only coming from Vishnu. So all this, he is a Prajapati, so he is like a lord of all the lords. And it says, such as Lord Brahma, because he is all-pervading and indestructible master, he has created all these trees and vegetables as eatables for other living entities. Srila Prabhupada explains in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita very nicely that how the whole thing works. I'll just read, not the whole thing, but 3rd chapter, sloka number 10. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generation of men and demigods along with sacrifices for Vishnu and blessed them by saying, be thou happy by this yajna, sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. There is a plan. The plan being, we have come to this material world, somehow or other we have come to the material world. So Krishna has given all the facilities for living here comfortably and also at the end of the life achieving, go back home, back to Godhead. So that facility is given. So for that purpose only the whole material world is created. And Lord Krishna, in the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods along with sacrifices for Vishnu. So that is the underlining thing. Because if the sacrifice for Vishnu is not performed, then then karma bandhana. The before sloka only it says, Yajnartat karmanon anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanat tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Because the work has, for Lord Vishnu, has to be performed, otherwise the work will cause bondage in this material world. Any work which is done for any other purpose is going to create bondage. Karma. You do some activity, you are going to result in reaction. But a pure devotional activity, that does not create any karma. There is no karma for devotional activities. That is why we have to make sure whatever activities we perform in this lifetime, there is no resultant reaction. As most of the activities should be in the service of the Lord. So that way, like, its whole life is molded in such a way that you don't perform any activity which is not devotional activity. So that is our duty. Our duty, Prabhupada says in one of the purport, the life has to be molded in such a way that we remember Krishna by perform all these activities. And there is a nice passage Sukadeva Goswami is quoting. Here, Prajapati, we are talking about here, the Shriyapati, Yajnapati, Prajapati, Dhiyampati, Lokapati, Dharapati, Patir Gatis, Chantaka, Vrishni, Sattvatam, Prasidatam me Bhagavan Satam Pati. It is saying, the Prajapati is Lord Vishnu and he is the Lord of all living creatures, all worlds and all beauties and all the protector of everyone. The Lord created this material world to enable the conditioned souls to learn how to perform yajna, sacrifices for the satisfaction of Vishnu, so that while in the material world they can live very comfortably without anxiety, and after finishing the present material body, they can enter into the kingdom of God. That is the only purpose actually. Only purpose is, we here, you perform these duties, perform your sacrifices, please Lord Vishnu, and at the end of the life, finish all your business and go back home, back to garden. That's it. All other purposes are superfluous only. All other activities which we do in the material world are superfluous. They are not that important compared to that important activity of remembering Vishnu and going back to Krishna. That is the only thing. And Prabhupada says here in the purport, Soma, the predominating deity of the moon, reminded the Prachetas that this vegetation had been created by the Lord of Lords to provide food for everyone. Because it's why? Because the Prachetas were performing tapasya. And they were performing tapasya. And Prachini Barhi, he also went to the forest. But nobody is there to look after the kingdom. There is no kingdom, there is no king, there is no administration. And this is like, and so all the trees are all over the place. Sometimes it happens you go to India for 2-3 months and then come out, the whole grass, everything is like, and the council will send a letter, like, your duty is to, you have to, supposed to mow the lawn moving, all these things. They will write. The same way, Prachetas were away for so long and all the trees are all over the place and they get very, very angry. Why they got angry? Because this is like we are supposed to rule and these trees are giving a lot of trouble. And then and then they started cutting off, they created fire and from their mouth, because the yogic perfection is there, and they tried to destroy the trees. So destroying the trees didn't start now. Started before also, because sometimes people wonder, they're destroying the trees now only happening, but the destroying the trees started long back. And then this is Soma, the predominating deity of the moon, reminded. So it is very interesting in the Vedic system. When one personality performs an activity, because this is a great personality, not a Pracheta is not an ordinary person. It's not an ordinary person, some fellow just makes a mistake or anything. So personality makes some small deviation, immediately another personality comes and corrects also. The Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is full of examples. Can anyone think of any other example where, many examples are there, I'm not restricting anything. There are so many examples are there. One personality performs something and then the other personality comes, please stop it. Yes? Mrigari the hunter, yeah. And anyone else? Hare Krishna? Anybody? You can think of anyone? I think you are Ashtavadani, hear this and draw also. Yeah. Dasavadani also, yeah. Anyone you can think of? Any other personality? They performed something and then some other personality came and forbade, should not. Prabhupada, what did he do? What did he do? Yes, very good, very nice, that is good. I think of one example, Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was on killing yakshas, because some of the yakshas killed Dhruva Maharaj's brother. What is Dhruva Maharaj's brother's name? Huh? Uttama. So he killed, and then Dhruva Maharaj went on a killing spree, just killing yakshas left, right, center. So, and then who came? No, not Narada Muni. This time you are a little bit wrong. Because that time, Manu, Swayambhuva Manu came and he instructed, by your activity you are displeasing Kuvera. So then he immediately, see, this is the beauty. The beauty is they are such a great souls, when somebody comes and corrects, immediately they don't get, offended, how can you do? I am a prachetas. I had a darshan of Lord Shiva, I have darshan of this, that, and you are coming to correct me? No, immediately, please. Yes, now I understood. So immediately they stopped actually. Same way, Janamejaya. Janamejaya performed a sacrifice, Sarpa Yajna. And when there was one situation where the number of serpents are killed left, right, center, and there's another one Brahmana, one personality came, and he said, please stop it. Immediately. See, this is the beauty. The beauty is the Vedic system has checks and balances are there. It's not like somebody is keep on performing this activity, because there is an authority. So we have to abide by the authority. When Swayambhuva Manu comes and says something, who are we? Because he is great-grandfather. So Dhruva Maharaj immediately listened. The same way for us also, we have any activity we perform, that's why Prabhupada says, any activity, whatever we perform has to be sadhu, sastra, guru. There has to tally. It's not like today I decided, I will perform this activity. Without reference to the sadhu, sastra, guru, then that activity is little bit, we have to check ourselves. So this is so many points. I was thinking, there's so many things we can learn from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Even this is how one great personality is abiding by the instructions of the other personality. And Soma is predominating deity of the moon, reminded Prachetas. Soma is we hear in Bhagavad Gita also about Soma. What do we remember about Soma in Bhagavad Gita? Yes? Forgot, huh? No problem. That's all right. Soma, yes?
When person dies with their desire, they go to different places.
Yeah, Soma, that is true. 15th chapter, Krishna says, very important sloka about Soma. He says, I think it's towards the end of 15th chapter. Just one second. This. Soma, the source of vegetation. Okay. He says, Yadhatitya gadam chedo jagad bhasayate akilam yat chandramasi yachagno tat tejo vidhi mamakam. Krishna says in 15th chapter, the splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me. And the splendor of the moon and the splendor of the fire are also from me. Krishna says the moonshine, sunshine, when we see, we appreciate. Sometimes, especially when we in the night, the moonshine is very, very beautiful. We find very soothing. That's why that's Nitai Pada Kamala Sloka. It says, Koti Chandra Sushitala. So this moonshine is Krishna. Krishna for giving, the sun is created by Krishna for the living entity's sustenance, and the moon is also. And the next sloka I say, Gama Vishyasa Bhutani Dharayami Aham Ojasa Pushnami Aushadhi Sarve Somo Bhutva Rasatmaka. Aushadhi, the same Aushadhi is also coming here. And Prabhupada says, I enter into each planet, and by my energy they stay in orbit. I become the moon, and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetables. The vegetables become beautiful, vegetables become very nutritious because of the moonshine. Prabhupada used to say, because of the vegetable, the whole, the taste of the vegetable is coming from moonshine, but the people who went to the moon, they say there is no vegetation there. How it is possible? How it is so much irony when they say that, okay, I went to the moon, but I could not find anything, only the rocks. But here, Shastra says completely different. The moon is responsible for the vegetation of all the living entities. So that is why Soma is requesting. Now you are destroying these things. It's not a very good idea. And that's why, and Srila Prabhupada says in the next sloka, by nature's law or arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one kind of living entity is eatable by other living entity. So this we cannot avoid. The world is like that only. One kind of living entity is a food for another kind of living entity. So this in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, when the Dhritarashtra is quitting his body or about to quit his body, so there is Narada Muni gives this famous sloka. I'll just read the. It's 113:47. Ahastani sahastanam apadhani chadushpatam falguni tatra mahatam jivo jivasya jivanam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Those who are devoid of hands are prey for those who have hands. Those devoid of legs are prey for the four-legged. The weak are the subsistence of the strong, and the general rule holds that one living being is food for another. So the whole nature is arranged in such a way, this jivo jivasya jivanam. So this you can't avoid that actually. Sometimes when the tiger eats a goat, that a goat eats something else. And like you see this. But the interesting thing is, the human being has a standard. Even the tiger may eat the goat. The tiger may not get the karma. But the human being eats, then human being gets the karma. Because that is the ahara. The ahara for tiger, the food for the tiger is that only. The tiger doesn't come, where is a khichdi, where is a halwa, where is a sabji. No, the tiger doesn't bother about that. Tiger's food is that only. That is what tiger is meant for. So same way, one living entity becomes a food for another living entity. And also the Vedic system has a concession also. Okay, yeah, some people are there, and that's why Prabhupada explains there in the purport, no, like where this is the food. The human being's ahara is like this only, sattvic ahara. But sometimes, no, like there is a concession. If you can't, if you want to have a tendency to eat, then you can eat lower animals. If you, this is not, we are not giving a guidance or recommendation or anything, but suggestion, because if somebody is not able to control the senses, control that, then you have to be prepared. Mamsa. Mamsa means, now I am killing you, just after some time you will come and you will kill me. Anybody who has a brain substance who will understand this, I am going to kill you now and then you are going to come and kill me, they will not accept for this proposal. So that is why Shastra gives this kind of restrictions. And Prabhupada says in the purport, as mentioned here in the Dvipadam cha Chatushpata, the four-legged animals as well as food grains are eatables for the human beings. These four-legged animals are those such as deer, goat, not cows, which are meant to be protected. Goraksha. Goraksha is a very important aspect of Vedic system, because that is why Krishna goes to say, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya cha, because he is so much attached to the cows, because this cow protection so much important, because cow means every aspect of cow, go, milk, cow, whatever even all the byproducts coming from the cow, everything is valuable for our system. So that is why Krishna attaches so much importance. And here it says, generally the men of higher classes of society, the Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaisya, do not eat meat. That is a general rule. General rule is that only, do not eat meat. They don't go into indulge in these activities. But the sometimes Kshatriyas go to the forest to kill animals like deer because they have to learn the art of killing. So that is a kind of training. Sometimes they go and do, but not necessarily every time they eat also. But this is like to maintain that sometimes the animals come in, they have to be attack that thing, and so they do that. And so sometimes they kill, and Sudras to eat animals such as goats. Cows, however, are never meant to be killed or eaten by human beings, period. Because that is why it's so much importance is given for the cow protection, Goraksha. And it says in the Bhagavad Gita the characteristics of the Brahmana, characteristics of the Vaishya and Kshatriya, and the characteristic of Vaishya, it says Krishi Goraksha Vanigyam. Krishi Gorakya Vanijyam, Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. The Vaishya Karma is, they have to do protection, co-protection and Vanijyam. This is the business, whatever the business. So, and it says, indeed, one who kills a cow must suffer for as many years as there are hairs on the body of a cow. It's very, very heavy karma, heavy duty karma actually. So we have to be very, very careful. If at all somebody has to eat something else, we don't recommend eating anything else also, except Krishna Prasadam. But if at all he can't control or whatever, some circumstances, situations, something else, not definitely go, don't near the cow, because cow killing is very, very dangerous. And one of the Prabhupada says this is like a mother. He says towards the end of the purport, there are 7 mothers are there. Krishna, this is like a Atma Mata Guru Patni, Brahmani, Rajapatnika, Dhenur, Dhatri, Tata Prithvi, Saptaita, Matara Smrta. This is 7 people are mothers. Sometimes we think only one mother. There are not one mother. Atma Mata is own mother. Guru Patni is a Guru's wife. And Rajapatni is a king's wife, queen. Rajapatni. Dhenur, Dhatri. Dhenu is cow. Cow is also mother. If you do anything to the cow, then actually we are creating harm to the mother only. So that is another instruction here. And Prabhupada says, Manu Samhita says, Pramurtir Esha Bhutanam Nivritischu Mahapala. We have many tendencies in this material world, but in human life, one is meant to learn how to curb those tendencies. It's very important actually, because it's not that the thing is there doesn't mean for me to eat. Sometimes people argue, the living entities are there for us to eat only. Why can't you eat this then submarine actually? Submarine is also there, you can eat submarine, you can eat something else. No, because the living entities, as a human beings, we have a responsibility that, what is my food, what is my ahara? Then where do we refer? We refer the Shastra. Krishna says also in Bhagavad Gita what he wants. Yajya sishta sinasanto musyante sarva gilbishai bunjate te aham papa ye pachanti atma karanad. Because when we eat for our own sense gratification, we incur sin. But when we take Krishna Prasadam, then we are relieved from all these sinful reactions. Those who desire to eat meat may satisfy the demands of their tongues by eating lower animals, but they should never kill cows, who are actually accepted as the mother of human society because they supply milk. The Shastra especially recommends Krishi Gorakshya. The Vaisya section of the humanity should arrange for the food of the entire society through agricultural activities and should give full protection to the cows, which is the most useful animal because they supply milk to human society. Because it is needed. This is like the whole Prabhupada says the milk gives the nutritions for the brain actually. It is like that is why it's a wonder food. Even though you may find out so many other reasons for not drinking milk, we don't want to get into the discussions. But best thing is by looking after the cows nicely and then taking the milk. And so here the personality Soma is trying to impress upon the Prachetas. Now this is the type of thing we have to do, because it's not like the trees are giving trouble, but it has to be looked after properly. The same way when Prithu Maharaj also had the same dilemma. The earth was not producing anything. And then he got very angry, and then he wanted to punish Mother Earth also. So that then Mother Earth said, why would I produce things for the Rakshasas? Demons I don't want to produce. That is why Mother Earth is hiding everything. The same way it applies to us also. Because if we remember Krishna, if we perform Sankirtan, if we remember the Lord pastimes, everything, and then we engage in this Krishna Katha, then automatically the Devatas, they also become very happy. Actually, Devatas are not like they know exactly. They know exactly. Because when the devotees are performing Sankirtan, and they are very happy. They're not that Devatas are like another kind of competition for Krishna. No, they are not competitors. Because Krishna has given them the position so that they can perform their respective duties. So Devatas also become very happy. That is why in the 3rd chapter, Prabhupada explains about this. Even though Devata worship is not recommended, but still people who are not on that level directly worshipping Krishna, okay, you at least accept some authority. Devata. So Prabhupada says here, the demigods being pleased by the sacrifices will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. And then it says, in charge of various necessities of life, the demigods being satisfied by the performance of yajna will supply all necessities to you, but he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to demigods is certainly a thief. So these are all the injunctions are there. So Kali Yuga, in the same purport, Prabhupada says, the Kali Yuga, the best sacrifice is Sankirtan yajna. Currently, if somebody asks you to go and perform Aswamedha Yajna, you will faint actually. All the items needed for Aswamedha Yajna, if I give a list, then that's it. You will not even get up to perform Aswamedha Yajna. So, best thing is take this process of Sankirtan Yajna, not very complicated, just wherever, alone also, with the devotees also, you can perform Sankirtan Yajna, and that is most beneficial. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorified. Krishna Varnam Tushak Krishnam. Because this Yajnai Sankirtana Praye Yajantihi Sumedasa, the person who has a brain substance, Sumeda, then only he will come to this. Otherwise, he will just roam around there, perform different things, and then will not get any result actually. So Kali Yuga, it is the best process. So we have to, these are all the things for our benefit actually. So we have to take advantage of this opportunity given, and this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission for taking this Sankirtan. So we participate in it. Yeah, we are devotees are already participating. So this way we can take full benefit of that, and we can achieve what the purpose of this creation of this material world, we can achieve that. I'll stop here. If there is any questions or comments. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji?
The mutual cooperation with demigods,
Yeah.
that is, we're not allowed to do demigod worship, right?
Demigod worship in the sense, see, we offer respects to the devatas. See, like even Jagannath Puri, the prasad which is offered to Jagannath is offered to Bimala Devi. So it's like a worship is one thing, and also offering respects is a different thing. Because if somebody worships Lord Shiva as a Vaishnavana Meta Sambhu, then there's nothing wrong in that. But if somebody worships Lord Shiva, he is all in all, he is the controller, he is the protector, then there is a little bit of, even Lord Shiva may not even like that actually. May not like that statement. Because, Lord Shiva is a great devotee. If somebody worships Lord Shiva, he is a great devotee of Lord Vishnu or Krishna, and then that way, you're not contradicting. So this is, that way it's acceptable. But not separately, independently worshipping them, it's not recommended.
It's a mutual cooperation.
Yeah.
Is that through Lord Vishnu?
Yeah, no, mutual cooperation is like when we see, Lord Krishna has given authority to these devatas, so to administer. So when they do this thing, and then they also get the satisfaction. But Krishna says also, when the devatas, when the living entities worship Krishna, devatas get the same satisfaction. So it's not that, okay, devatas are not getting satisfaction. Because the point is, not everybody is in the same level to take directly to Krishna worship or Vishnu worship. No, they are not everybody is in that level. So it's a gradual process, gradual elevation. So slowly, okay, at least, see, any Vedic process starts with Achyuta, Anama, Ananda. So then they'll, at least what is this Achyuta, Ananda? Slowly they will hear, slowly they will come to the conclusion, but it takes time. But if somebody directly takes to Krishna consciousness, they already surpass all this devata worship. Because devatas are automatically worshipped actually. When worshipping Krishna, all the devatas, all respects or everything is all automatically given. And devatas are very happy that the living entity is doing the right thing. See, that's why it's important. Devatas are not like that, like us. Like they think if somebody is worshipping Krishna, they become very happy. Why Lord Shiva has to come and appreciate Prachetas? Because Prachetas were very nice devotees of the Lord. That is the reason. Same way, when we do this devotional service, so automatically Devata worship is included in that. But it doesn't mean that, okay, so immediately we Lord Shiva, we just turn away and run away or something. No, he is a great Vaishnava. Please, we pray to Lord Shiva also, please let me be engaged in the service of the Lord. That prayer is not... Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he visited different Shiva temples also. He went to Lingaraj temple, he went to Madurai Meenakshi temple, all the temples he visited. But he went, and what is his thing? He is a Supreme Lord. He just went there to bless all the devotees actually. So that is okay. That's our understanding from the Shastra. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
The demigods are Krishna's servants.
Correct. Correct.
And so are we.
Yes.
And so are we.
Yes, Prabhu.
And so when we engage in Krishna's service, that's cooperating with demigods. So it's not that we have to have any connection with demigods. We're already connected with them when we serve Krishna.
Yeah.
So
True.
serving Krishna means cooperating with demigods.
Yes, correct. Because
That's what they do.
yes, correct. Because the demigods are appointed or authorized by Krishna. So when we follow the authority, then the demigods are also pleased. Okay, so that's sometimes demigods become little bit deviation, like Indra becomes puffed up. This is, you don't find that because this is maybe once in a millennium. Sometimes it's not like every day Indra wakes up in the morning and immediately get puffed up. No, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes he gets up because he forgets also. But most of the time, as Prabhu says, yes, they are the servants of the Lord. As such, we are also servants of, but they are empowered servants to look after certain portfolios. So that way, by worshipping Krishna, automatically all the devatas are pleased, devatas are all worshipped. That's why Narada Muni says, Yata taror mula nishechanena truptyanti tatskanda bhujopashaka. By just watering the root of the tree, everything is nourished. By just food, everything, the food in the stomach, same way when Achyuta is worshipped, everybody else is satisfied, automatically satisfied. It's not like no need to separately go and worship this separately. But there are people, what to do, because it's not 100% all Krishna conscious. So, yes, Prabhu.
The spiritual master is considered to be the summum bonum.
Yes, correct.
The spiritual master represents.
Yeah.
So when we worship the spiritual master,
Automatically we.
and by following his instructions,
Yes.
which again is to serve Krishna,
Yes.
then we're automatically in sync.
Yes, correct.
With the demigods.
So that's why we have our thing is we don't have a separate thing for worshipping the demigods. But just if it's like even in our this thing, some Shivaratri and some special days are coming, because one sense offering among Vaishnavas, offering respects also is not considered like a offering respect and worship is like now Shivaratri day come, but point is how we connect them to Krishna. That is what important. Not like independently if we think, then it becomes a little bit deviation. Like Shiva, Lord Shiva, yes, Lord Shiva is a great devotee. So then a connection with the Lord is there. But if independently, then it's not that important. So that we have to remember also. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. 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 Because what happens was, like this is like devatas also, like as Prabhu said, they are also living entities. Okay, sometimes we are also living entities. They are also living in Jiva. They are also Jivas only. Up to Brahma, they are also like Jiva only, Jiva, living entities only. But they are empowered living entities, exalted living entities. Sometimes we forget also. So the devatas also, sometimes they forget also. They forget the supremacy of the Lord. Oh, my Lord, He is the supplier of everything. Today I am sitting here because by the power of... But Indra forgot. For momentarily he forgot actually. He thought, I am the separate controller. He saw this small boy. He's trying to stop my puja, Indra puja. And then he got very offended actually. So he didn't realize that my power is coming from him only. So that is why Krishna has to come and teach a lesson for Indra. As I said, this is sometimes it happens, especially in Indra. There are a few times it happens. Went for Parijata, again he stopped actually. So many things. We have to be careful. So it's we are not criticizing Indra. For us also mainly, we have to be careful. When we are in the material world, we get puffed up. We don't have anything, still we get puffed up actually. What do we have? We don't have Indra Loka, Chandra Loka, nothing is there. Just one bedroom apartment only, we get very puffed up actually. I am very controller, all these things we think. But so point is, we have to remember who we are, who the Lord is, and how we have to surrender to Him. So that is the purpose of the whole thing. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Grantharaj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.